Hey everybody, Rob Veno here, WagerTalk.com, WagerTalk TV, with your look at today's college basketball card for Wednesday, February the 5th. We're going to take a look at a couple of Big Ten games here, free selection with analysis on the Oregon at Michigan contest, and then we'll follow it up with Illinois at Rutgers. But first, just want to let everybody know about the special offer from WagerTalk this week. It's better than a full year offer right now. It's full access, all access pass all the way through the Super Bowl of next year. It's an $11.99 deal. You save $800. It comes out to $99 per month. What you get is all the NFL from now through the Super Bowl, which is the Super Bowl, but you get the next season, the 2025-2026 season right through the Super Bowl. College football, the entire season through the national championship. College basketball from this point right through the NCAA tournament final. And then the beginning of next season, you'll get NBA right through the finals. And then the beginning of this season, all the way through the Super Bowl of next year on both of those. Any other football, I do the UFL, I do the CFL. You get both of those seasons. Once again, it's every play, every day, all access package. Full year through the Super Bowl of next season, February 8th, 2026, $11.99, save $800. Pick yours up now at WagerTalk.com. So let's get to this Oregon and Michigan contest. Big Ten in action tonight for Oregon. I take a quick look at the injuries here. Michigan has nobody notable on the injury list for Oregon. They have reserve small forward behind Morris, questionable due to an abdominal. Basically, it's a depth thing with Oregon. He can give them 6 to 14 minutes in that backcourt, kind of as a reserve wing. Otherwise, Oregon only goes 8 deep. The schedule for Oregon, it's a 3-time zone travel spot here. It's the first of a 2-game road swing. They play tonight. They've done this once before, though. And in that case, they went to Ohio State, to Columbus, and won straight up. Then they went to Penn State right after that and won straight up. So they're 2-0 straight up doing this 3-time zone travel trip. Pretty successful first time out. Should be more used to it here. I would think that it would be a better spot for Oregon right now. Michigan, of course, they're back home off of a Saturday road loss to Rutgers, 66-60. A road win, 66-63. Matchups, situations, let's take a look. You've got a pair of head coaches here. I think this is important. Each are preaching basically the importance of playing well in February. We're at that time now in college basketball. February basketball gets more intense. Teams start to jockey for position and resume building at this point. Both of these coaches say their teams need to improve now and play well through February. So you got two teams kind of in the same spot. According to Oregon head coach Dana Altman, we've talked about him before. Back in December, he wasn't liking what he was seeing out of his team. Here's what he said yesterday. We're going to have to battle through it. This team is going to have to figure it out. Oregon, of course, on a 3-game losing streak. Michigan head coach Dusty May. We're still a work in progress. We've got to be able to win when it's not pretty and just keep moving forward, but we can't get tired of the process. So two coaches that don't think their teams are where they want them to be at this point in time, but absolutely understand the importance of February basketball. The obvious matchup here, anytime you have Michigan on the card or in a game, is the center position. And in this case, Oregon brings their center, Nate Biddle, to the table, and he's a pretty good match for Danny Wolf. But what happens is Vladislav Golden, as with most teams, they can't handle two of these guys. Oregon's going to have to find a way to handle the second guy. Oregon does have a defensive advantage here in this game fundamentally because Michigan turns the ball over so much. They're not a good ball handling team. Ranked 335th in the nation in turnover percentage. Oregon can take it away, so they are apt to get some points here off of turnovers and maybe quick transition points. However, Oregon's having a severe problem shooting the basketball last 3 games in Big Ten play, and Michigan ranks number 3 in defending 3-pointers, number 4 defending 2-pointers. That is in conference action. So you got a tough defense against a team that hasn't shot it straight for a while now. Final look in this one, I think both of these teams understand, and we'll see an intense battle here. We're probably going to see a ton of conference intensity throughout this month. Oregon has played poorly last three, as I mentioned, no doubt about it. However, the last three have been against really slow-paced teams. Michigan plays with a little more tempo, and that's more to Oregon's liking, and maybe that helps the turnover problem Michigan has rear its head against Oregon here, helping Oregon. You have to believe that the Michigan size advantage and the home floor is probably good enough to get them through, but is it good enough to cover 8.5? I'm not so sure it is. So that's going to be your free play for this one. We're going to take Oregon here, plus the 8.5, figuring this game will be a lot closer than that 8.5 number. Second game up on the docket here, Illinois at Rutgers. This game opened Illinois 7.5 with a total of 158. Currently, you can find 7.5s. You can find 8s on this game, depending upon who you like. Shop to the best number. Total here has come down some to 156.5. I think I saw a stray 156 right before this recording. Look at the schedule here real quick. Illinois is in the first of a 2-game road trip this week. They have no real look ahead. It's not like they're staring at a big game on Saturday here. They're going to go to Minnesota and play the Gophers. That's not to sell the Gophers short. It's just not a big look ahead game for Illinois. They are off of an 87-79 home win versus Ohio State 3 days ago. Rutgers in the second of back-to-back home games and off a 66-63 loss here to Michigan on Saturday. So Rutgers be looking to turn the tables in this one. Matchup and situation for this game. Illinois, I tell you what, you take a look at their field goal percentage shooting, especially from three, and it has been dismal in Big Ten play. You wonder how this team scores so much. They lead the league in scoring, but let's get into it a little bit. Their pace, which is number one in conference play. They play the fastest basketball of anybody offensively. Their offensive rebounding, which is right up there, top three. And their 2-point field goal percentage, anything inside the arc, I think they're number 2 in the Big Ten in that category. They've all been the catalyst to their scoring production. And as I mentioned, they're number 1 in the Big Ten, 82.6 points per game. They're the worst 3-point shooting team in the league. They have not shot 50% from the field overall in 9 straight games, yet they still average 82.6. It's kind of crazy. However, their strengths are Rutgers' weaknesses, and it'll probably show up here tonight. Illinois can exploit all of these assets that they have, the offensive rebounding, the pace, the 2-point field goal percentage. Rutgers is not good at defending any of it. They don't play with pace. They don't defensive rebound. They don't stop twos. On the other end, the strengths that Rutgers does have offensively kind of get neutralized by Illinois defensive strengths. Illinois is one of the better defensive teams in the league right now. Wild card for Rutgers always, can one of the freshmen go off? They've only won 1 of 4 conference games here at the RAC, though. Generally, you would think this would be a huge advantage for them. The RAC hasn't presented that much of an advantage for Rutgers so far this year. Rutgers, to me, if I take a final look at this one, they're going to have to shoot lights out from beyond the arc to win this game because they really don't match up offensively anywhere else. They have a size disadvantage against them, which hurt them against Michigan the other day. They don't force a high number of turnovers. They rank number 12 in the Big Ten in that category. And again, the huge rebounding edge that goes to Illinois here, especially offense versus defense, just you can see second chance points for the Illini coming. The Illinois, they've shot miserable from 3, but yet those interior points plus the pace, I think it all adds up to a big night for Illinois. And let's not forget that last game when Illinois beat Ohio State 87-79 was the first game in quite a while where they had their starting 5 back intact. Tomislav Isavic was back for that game, their center. So they're now perfectly whole. Brad Underwood commented on that a little bit and expects big things in the month of February out of this team. Little leery of laying the big points in this contest, knowing that Rutgers is kind of in a desperate situation where bubble talk is concerned. But I do think Illinois is going to score. Their team total sits at 82.5. Going to play it that way. Illinois' team total up and over 82.5. It's what they average on the season. They should be able to outdo that here tonight. On the way out, I'd like to ask everybody to hit the like button. If you like the selections and analysis provided by WagerTalk handicappers here each and every day, go ahead and hit like. Click subscribe, join the 194,000 plus people that already have. If you have a comment on this game or any other game tonight, go ahead and drop it in the comment section. I try to get to them as quickly as I can. For now, this is Rob Veno saying good luck with all your plays. We'll see you next time on WagerTalk TV.